Welcome all FBA fans, I'm Ryan Eastman and thank you for tuning in to this wonderful Game 6 of the FBA Finals of 2018. We're back in Biloxi here as the Voodoo find themselves down 2-3, looking to secure another home win and extend the series to a Game 7. I'll be flying solo tonight in the booth. Marcus Baylor has abandoned me once again, even though I will gladly make up for it by continuing to flub all the players' names in the league. Looking at yesterday's game, we had a bit of a surprise come out from the Voodoo, managing to have a significant lead actually at the end of the first half. However, struggled in the third quarter, only putting up 11 points total, allowing the Bikers to rally back and finish up 108-99 in the game, securing at least match point for the Bikers. All they need to do is either secure a win here or secure a win at home, should it be required, to win yet another FBA championship for them, whereas the Voodoo need to win the next two if they hope to add to their banner list in this Crawdad Stadium. Last one, as you look up, is from the 91 season. 27 years in the making. Hopefully we'll see a excellent game tonight, as we'll go ahead and start kicking it over to the court as the players are getting ready to take the court. It looks like they're going to do tip-off shortly. The one stat the Voodoo have overwhelmingly led the Bikers in is the tip-off win percentage, as they've won a perfect 5 for 5 so far. Let's see if they make it 6 for 6, and they will. Sterling able to get the tip-off for the 6th straight time in a row. Goosey coming in after a bit of struggling yesterday. Gonna get over to Sterling. Sterling down to Evans, who gets fouled by Derby with the contact, will make the basket, so he'll go to the line for an and one opportunity. Converts it, giving the Bikers a 0-3 deficit to have to combat here as they take their first possession of the game. Sylvia's calling for a screen from Derby, going to double back, however. Dishes down low to Redfield. Tips it back out if he misses the shot, and Derby gets the shooter's roll off the front iron. Redfield unable to actually corral the offensive rebound there, just tipped it out to Derby. Now Cusick again taking point for the Voodoo, as it looks like Evans is going to get a screen. Now a double screen for Cusick. He gets open from the three-point line, left sideline, and it is good. Fading away from the basket there, still able to make that tough shot. Quick start for the Voodoo, 6-2 right now. Sylvia's driving in, passing up to Mishima back at the top of the arc. Now over to Redfield, who's calling for a screen from Mishima, but ends up giving it to him anyways. 18-footer is good from the Tanuki. Cam coming in off a player of the game performance 2 games ago. Sterling actually going to fade away early in the shot clock rather than setting up the play. No good on the shot, though. First miss for the Voodoo tonight. Sylvia's going to pass on over to Lawyer, left sideline. Back over to Derby, but it looks like it was lost there. A little bit of miscommunication causes the turnover. Cam going to bring it up the court for the Voodoo as he passes back over to Sterling. Sterling again, long 2 attempt, no good. Redfield going to get the offensive rebound, or defensive rebound. Looks like a little bit of a fast break here as he's going to bring it up. Of course, Voodoo defense gets back fast enough to stop any kind of attempt for a quick shot. Passing over to Lawyer, back to Derby. Redfield only 6 seconds on the shot clock, calling for a screen. Back to Lawyer from the left side this time. No good on the 3-point attempt. Both teams stuck at the same score. Feckle going to take the early 3-pointers, no good. Was wide open in transition, and again we're going to see Redfield now passing back over to Sylvius. Waiting for the play to develop as he passes it over to Lawyer. Now Redfield. Back to Redfield, the top of the arc. No real ground gained as the shot clock winds down, forced to take a shot from the free throw line. It's no good. It's Kim. Gonna pass on over to Feckle, matching up against Mishima right now. And actually, Redfield's going to switch off, and that was enough of an opening for Tanya to make the two-pointer count. So he's waiting for the play to develop. The Bikers slowing down their tempo here tonight. Over to Lawyer. Back to Silvius again. Shot clock starting to become a problem with only 6 seconds left as he passes to Derby, and Derby slams it down, getting around Sterling there. Answering back with a two of their own. Big matchup to keep an eye on, as Derby has definitely done well tonight, or the past couple series games, and we're going to see a quick turnover by Kusick, I believe, passing out of bounds. I think his intended player was Evans on that pass. The Bikers a chance to get a lead here if they go for a three. You know, they're going to give it to Redfield off the screen, and good shot from 15 feet out. Ties it up at 8 apiece here. 8 minutes and 16 seconds left in the first quarter. Both teams not really shooting much from beyond the arc, as we're going to see Kim now give it to Sterling, who answers with a slam dunk of his own. Kim, good court awareness to pass it to Sterling as he came off of a screen. Lawyer over to Silvius. Handing right back to Lawyer, though. And Lawyer going to go for three. Off the back iron, no good, but Derby offensive rebound, and the putback is good. Second chance bucket for the Deer. So saying matchup down low in the post is going to be big here, as Sterling and Derby have both been key to their victories. Evans matching up one-on-one against Mishima. Isolation here, gives it back up to Kim. Kim, top of the arc, going to take the shot as shot clock was winding down, and it is good from beyond the arc. Watch out for Dakota possibly to answer back here with a three of their own, even though Derby has been on fire, so they might continue to feed it to him. And Lawyer for three. Off the iron is no good, and Sterling fighting for that rebound. Mishima unable to pull it down. Kim passing around. Back to him, though, at the top of the arc. A lot of motion under the post. Looks like they're setting up for a screen, but Sterling's going to get it. Bounces 3 times off the rim, is no good. Silvius over to Lawyer. Finds his way over to Derby as he passes down low to the post for Mishima, and fouled hard by Evans. Actually, it's going to be a flagrant one there. Ref unimpressed with the contact. Let's see how it is. Oh, yeah, it looks like he almost hit him in the neck there. That'll earn 2 free shots and possession of the ball. Very costly foul for Evans. He has to be careful. If he gets another flagrant, he will be ejected from the game. Good on the first. Misses the second, though. So they have a chance to tie it up here with the basket. Down by 2. Over to Redfield on the inbound. Full shot clock reestablishes. Derby's going to slam it. Reverse slam, one-handed. Pass from Redfield was perfect down low in the post, and the score is tied again at 13 apiece. Neither team able to pull away here. Sterling now matching up against Derby, perhaps going to try and force some contact on his shot, but he ends up giving up. He can't get past him. Kim now. Down low to Evans, who gets fouled by Mishima here. Misses the shot, but he'll go to the line for 2 now. No good on the first. Better luck on his second as it bounces around, falling in eventually. And Silvius going to start the play for Dakota. Over to Redfield, quick play. Pump fakes a couple times, but Derby got the offensive rebound, and Feckle steals it away as Kim, fast break, going to take it over to Feckle. It started with Feckle on the defensive side, stripping the ball away from Derby, and it ends with Feckle laying it up and in. Feckle has had her moments of catching on fire in the series, however, has been inconsistent at times, struggling. Mishima going to drive in against Lee Evans. No good. Gets his offensive rebound. Puts it back. No good. Tried to go for a teardrop there, but unable to get to fall. However, offensive rebound did go his way. Still couldn't get the second chance bucket to fall. Kim calling for the screen. Is going to get an open look from 3. And nails it as well. Pulling the BLV up by 6 here. Lawyer going to take point now. Over to Silvius for 3, trying to answer back with one of his own is no good. Kim waiting for some kind of play to develop. Gonna give it over to Sterling. Taking the long two, really stretching his range, but does get the shooter's roll. The rim kind to him so far tonight. BLV up by 8 now, starting a little bit of a run here. Silvius in the post, going to give a screen. Lawyer gives it to Mishima. Silvius for 3 now. Rattles in and out. Fast break opportunity here is Feckle going to bring it down for BLV. And they pass down low to Kusick, who's low in the paint, and John's going to foul him from behind. No good on the bucket, but 2 chances from the charity stripe tonight. If he makes both, he'll have an opportunity to put the Voodoo up by 10 here. So far, the Voodoo have had very good success in the first quarter. And actually, we're going to see both teams making some big substitutions for their players. Most of the starting lineup sitting down for both teams here. As mentioned, the Voodoo have won the first quarter all but 1 time so far. And go in the second, so there'll be a double-digit lead here for the bench coming in, who have struggled historically in this series. Rose stepping up last game, but was not enough to, well, it actually was enough for the bench to finally outscore the Voodoo, as Lawyer going for a quick 3 is no good. Have to see if the bench can continue to keep this trend going where they actually have stepped up in the scoring aspect for the Bikers, or if the Voodoo, with Vilka coming off the bench, will continue to dominate. Vilka, time starting to wind down. Got to make a choice here. He decides to throw up the 3 himself over Rooney is good. And yeah, we're going to see a timeout. Rose calling for it. Vilka just stood there for the majority of the possession, deciding whether or not he was going to let the play develop or take the shot himself. Rooney playing way too far off of him there. Too afraid of him driving to the paint. And Kusick will be subbed out as well. The entirety of BLV now sitting down, even though the Bikers will keep John and Redfield in as some sort of offensive firepower. Speaking of which, giving it to Redfield off the double screen, gets the shooter's roll as it rolls in. Still down by 11 though. Vilka handing over to Newton. Newton passing to Reinhardt. Ends up back in Vilka's hands, and Reinhardt now in the post. Go fight the rookie to the paint, gets the foul and the opportunity for an and one. Possibly the worst matchup for the rookie against the veteran, as he makes this, the and one for a 3-point play. Up by 14 now. The Voodoo find themselves running away with it early here. Samantha fading away is no good, and actually gets her offensive rebound as Rose somewhat tipped it out of the hands of Reinhardt. No nail to crowd the rebound except for Samantha. We're going to see a alley-oop attempt, but actually Rose has to tip it in. The pass wasn't close enough to the rim for him to actually slam it down. Nice finesse, though, at the rim, finishing it there. It's Reinhardt down the Vilka. Nice give and go as he lays it up and in. The Voodoo have passed the 31-point mark here. Their best quarter being a 40-point quarter. And game 2, I believe, is Reinhardt. Redfield passed it on to Samantha. Samantha throwing it high up in the air so it can't be blocked. Does make the close basket count. And Vilka going to bring it back up Handing on over to Newton. Over to Mosley and back to Butler now. Butler's been a threat from beyond the arc, and now he's going to drive into the paint from the free throw line is good. The Voodoo really can't miss right now. I stand corrected. The Voodoo had their best quarter in Game 3 with a 42-point showing. Pass nearly stolen there as Lawyer got to take the long three. It is good. 22 points now for the Bikers, but they're down by 11 still, even with that three. Over to Vilka on the drive. Samantha will block it. However, the contact will send the Wolf to the line for two. Good on the first. And it looks like the Bikers will make some substitutions here. Substituting out Redfield. And go on the second as well. The Voodoo getting to the line early and often here. 7 so far scored from the free throw line as Fulton's going to drive it in, but Rose, offensive rebound, and the slam dunk back in. The rookie showing off his stuff and keeping the momentum going from last night's game. Showing he's not just a flash in the pan. Over to Mosley, back to Newton. BLV would like to probably match the score of their Game 3 showing as Vilka's going to back out to the perimeter. Reinhardt now, 5 seconds, going to pass over to Vilka from 8 feet out. No good, but Mosley, offensive rebound, and the putback off the glass is good. Fulton going to bring it up for the Bikers, but not much they can do right now. The Voodoo have just been unstoppable from everywhere. As Fulton going to try and fight in the post, no good. Missed shot opportunity there is the Voodoo now. Bringing it up fast. Butler's going to slam it down as well off the fast break. 39 points for the Voodoo. The Bikers find themselves down by 15 here, needing any kind of baskets. They're going to give it to Poitier in the post. No good as well, but he gets the offensive rebound as the defender out. Ran it there. And Samantha going to lay it up and in with a foul on Mosley. A chance for an and one. Poitier kind of being gifted an offensive rebound there. The defensive player went up and the ball just fell outside of his paw's range. Lawyer subbed out as the last possession will belong to the Voodoo. If they shoot a three, they could tie their highest scoring quarter for the series. However, more so about taking the best open shot here is they desperately need a win here to stay alive in the series. As Newton looks like he's going to take the final shot beyond the arc. It's no good. Rattles out. So close to falling in, though, as the Voodoo in the first quarter up by 12, 39-27. Crazy firepower coming out from the Voodoo tonight, ranging all the way from the three-point land down to slamming it home. We've seen Sterling and Butler answer back against Dakota's post play from Derby and Rose. And Vilka and Kim both shining from beyond the arc. Whereas for the Bikers, haven't been able to make much work from beyond the three-point line. Have continued to find success feeding it down low into the post to Derby, as it looks like Sylvia's coming off the double screen. Actually gives up to Tanner instead of taking the shot. Reinhardt will get called for the foul, as we'll see Tanner go to the line for two. No good on the first one. The rookie Zebra finds himself at the line. Second shot does rattle in. Both teams making some substitutions as Silvius is back on the floor, as is Kim. We're going to see a quick pass down the Feckle, low in the post, no good. Poitier, a little too tough on defense. Allen in his point guard now. Giving it over to Silvius off the screen, but back to Allen. Sylvia's pump fakes, ends up getting blocked by Vilka. And now we have a fast break opportunity. As looks like Kim threw it up, and Sylvia's blocking Vilka from behind. I wasn't sure if Kim was actually taking a shot there or throwing it up for an alley-oop. And Tanner, turnaround jumper, no good. Kim now bringing up the court. Over to Vilkasitis. Kim on the perimeter, trying to get a drive going. Ends up fading away over Allen. No good. A fight for the rebound as Tanner comes away with it. And Sylvia's driving up the court for the Bikers. First one down and has to wait for his teammates to catch up. Poitier ends up back to Tanner in the post, who's going to take a step-back jumper. This time it is good. Bikers find themselves within 9. BLV unable to score a single point in the first minute and a half. Over to Vilka. Top of the arc. Looks like they're going to call for a double screen on Kim, though. He'll be open from long range. It is good, but feet were inside the arc there. Will not count for 3. Sylvia's back over to Allen. Allen hasn't been much of a presence this series, except he's going to get the ball here, laying it up and in with the contact from Kim. Just as I pointed out his struggles, going to try and shut me up with a layup and an opportunity for a 3-point play. Poitier being subbed out for Hayes. Allen on his free throw is good. And Parsons in for BLV. The Otter having very few moments to really shine this series, only coming off the floor for occasional minutes. Gonna go for a shot here. Off the back iron is no good. Derby passing over to Sylvius. Looks like there's gonna be a 2-on-3 fast break. And Sylvius gonna slam it down the drive. Feckle cannot choose between who to defend there, and Sylvius decides to take it in himself. Dakota down by 6 here. Kim fading away from the free throw line, rattles out. Feckle almost was able to get the rebound there, but going to give it back to Sylvius. Kim 8 points tonight so far. Giving over to Allen. Allen from the top of the key. Bounces around before finally falling in, and Bikers have been on a 10-2 run since the start of the second quarter. The Voodoo only managing to score 1 basket. Don't be surprised if they call a timeout soon, if they don't get anything going on this possession. Parsons down to Sterling, who's matched up. Derby gets tricked as he falls away from the post, and Sterling, nice fadeaway. Derby looking to answer back with one of his own, but Allen's wide open. Allen, that's his 6th point tonight. That might be the most he's scored this entire series, let alone cumulatively for the series. Kim giving her to Sokolovic for 3 is good. Sokolovic, I think that might be his first basket this series so far. A lot of players stepping up for both teams that have struggled this series. As Hayes, top of the arc, over to Allen. Allen feeling it now. Can't make the bucket fall, though. The Voodoo down, up by 7 here. Feckle giving it over to Kim. Back to Parsons now. And Kim calling for a screen from Sterling. Going to go for the shot over Allen off the front iron. It's no good. Derby going to corral the rebound. Derby taking point here shortly. Quick pass down to Allen, who's driving to the post. Allen is calling for it every single time now. That's his 8th point tonight. Gonna hand it on over to Sokolovic. Down to Sterling. Sterling gonna get fouled hard by Derby. That'll be Derby's second personal foul as Sterling will head to the line for 2. Converts the first, and it looks like we're going to see a mass substitution for both teams, probably bringing out the majority of the starters back. Allen, despite catching fire, has been sat down to bring Lawyer back on the floor. Maybe a bit of a mistake there, considering I think he's been perfect aside from that one miss from long range so far tonight. And Sterling is good on the second as well. Lawyer. Gonna get over to Silvius. Try and drive down low and actually passes to Mishima, and Mishima loses it. Evans able to steal it away. Kim trying to drive in. Pass it down low to Evans. Over to Parsons now, who has the speed advantage over Mishima. Looks like they might switch back to their marks, and they will. Sylvia staying tight on Kim. He's got to take a shot as the shot clock is winding down. No good. Fast break opportunity here, even though Sylvia slows it down. Pump fakes and it loses the ball. However, the intercepted pass is kicked by Kim, so the Bikers will keep possession despite the sloppy pass from Sylvius there. And Redfield will come back on the floor. And Kusick will be in for Feckles. Lawyer off the inbound, long range 2, no good. Kim forced to pick up the ball as he hands it over to Sterling. Sterling, this is the third personal foul on Derby, so Derby, we might see sat here. It's a little early in the second quarter to be getting a third foul. Does not look like they will sit him, though. Sterling continues to drain the free throws. However, quick pass from Silvius all the way down the court to Redfield, who was running down the court as soon as he saw that second free throw made. Quick play and slow transitional defense. Unexpected full court pass there to the Deer. Kusick passing over to Kim. Going for the long range 3. Mishima able to pull it down, though. Kim down. Derby now misses his shot. Going to get it back. Second chance opportunity is good. And it looks like BLV will finally call a timeout now that Dakota has pulled it within 5. And we will see Derby actually sat down here with 3 fouls. Probably the right call to make, especially if he were to get a 4th so early in this half, as Samantha sends the ball flying out of bounds as poor Sterling gets blocked hard by Samantha there. Thought he had a bit of an advantage with Derby on the bench now, but Samantha proves him wrong. Newton passing over to Kusick, who's at the free throw line, back to Kim, who Evans taking the 18-footer from the right sideline is no good. And we see Fulton back on the floor as Sylvia's getting a chance to rest. Calls for the screen from Lawyer, and we see Redfield open, but down low to Mishima. Mishima lost it, blocked by Sterling to Lawyer on the left sideline. They will call that a 3. Lot of quick action there as Mishima lost the ball, but was able to pull it away from the defender and get a shot up, but it was blocked. And Kim going for an open 2 off the back iron is good. Keeps the score within 4 now. Dakota getting lucky on their last possession through a series of unfortunate events as Mishima passing it to Samantha, and Samantha to Fulton for the easy layup. Fulton getting it done from close range despite his size. As Kim's going to step into the paint, giving over to Sterling. And again, another foul, this time on Rooney. A little surprising to see the Raccoon rack up a foul. I'm not sure Sterling even felt him bump into him. And 2 quick free throws from the Polecat. Over to Lawyer. Fulton, top of the arc. Back into Mishima, who's in the post. Going to fade away. No good, though. And the ball's stripped there as Kim's going for the fast shot. Foot inside the three-point line is no good. And Rooney going to get the rebound as it was only Dakota players surrounding them. They seem to just let him get his 1 rebound tonight. And Samantha going to get fouled by the veteran. With the bucket counting, she has a chance to pull this within a 1-point game, and it is good. The Voodoo, 54. The Bikers, 53 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Down low to Vilka. Turnaround layup is good. Fulton, a non-factor on defense that close to the post. Lawyer giving up to Samantha. Down to Mishima. Mishima gets fouled hard by Evans. He needs to watch out. He already has 1 flagrant foul tonight. No good on the first free throw. Good on the second one, though. Vilka going to take point here. Size in the favor of the Voodoo here with Vilka at the point. As he's going to drive to the post, gets by Rooney and lays it up and in with a nice finger roll. The Voodoo also with their lead due to their free throw differential here tonight. Redfield off the quick double screen is going to go for the shot from the free throw line, and it is good. The Bikers unwilling to let the Voodoo build up any kind of lead here after being down by 10 earlier this game. Now 2-point differentials all the Voodoo have to cushion themselves as Vilka. Top of the post, pump fakes. Rooney's playing really far off of him to try and stop him from driving, but he's dangerous from the 3-point line as well. Evans over to Noonan, who gets by this defender, going to lay it up and in on the drive. Redfield passing to Mishima at the top of the arc. Going to give it back to Lawyer. Over to Fulton. Fulton was in no man's land, giving it back to Lawyer, ending up in Redfield's paws. Is back to Lawyer as the shot clock's going to start winding down. Giving it to Mishima to take the last second shot is good as the shot clock was about to tick below 1. Turnaround jumper good for him. Both teams landing body blows on each other here, but no knockout so far. As Kusick off the double screen, no good, but Evans puts it right back up off the offensive rebound, not even bothering to land before sending it back in. Fulton with the isolation play, going to give it to Redfield on the drive. Tries to go for a hook shot, no good. And Kusick, fast break, take it straight up from the top of the arc, no good. And Lawyer, see if he can answer back with one of his attempts, and he does. Doing what the rookie couldn't do there in transition. Dakota now within 1 off that 3. Kusick again. This time able to make the bucket count. He struggled a little bit tonight so far. Redfield now. Right sideline. Rooney driving to the post. He's done that a couple times tonight, even though he's found mixed successes. Samantha going to give up to Vilka. Rooney unable to even get an attempt to put a ball up for that. As Kusick in transition now is getting a 3. And we see the Voodoo suddenly come to life here off that turnover. Up by 6 now. Screen. Redfield just throwing it at Mosley as we're going to see the pass over to Newton. Second turnover in a row for Dakota. Voodoo want to capitalize with a basket here from any range. It looks like Vilka's going to end up with the ball with 6 seconds left. Back to Evans, back to Newton. Now Mosley, and Kusick for 3 is no good, but Mosley gets the offensive rebound, and the putback off the glass is good with 7.8 seconds left in the half. The Voodoo and found themselves up to 69 as the Bikers will have the last shot of the half here. Redfield for three, no good. With that, the first half comes to a close. 69 for the Voodoo, 61 for the Bikers. Looking over at the stats for both teams, Kim, 10 points, 4 for 11 with 4 assists, no turnovers. Kusick, 10 points, started to catch fire there at the end, is shooting 50%, 1 rebound and 4 assists. Evans, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, however, 2 fouls to go along with it. Beckel, 2 for 4 so far, with 1 rebound. Sterling, 6 for 6 from the free throw line, 12 points to his name with 5 rebounds. And one of every stat, basically, as he has a block, a steal, assist, and a turnover. Vilka, coming off the bench, has been key for the Voodoo this entire series. He is second on the team with 11 points, 2 rebounds, and leading the team in assists, dishing the dimes out everywhere. 1 steal and 1 block, 4 for 6 from the field, and perfect from the free throw line. Just looking at the assist total, the Voodoo have been passing it well between each other as Kim, Kusick, and Vilka have 14 assists between the 3 of them. And plenty of steals to go around, as well as Newton, 1 for 2, 2 points. Mosley, 4 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal. Perfect from the floor, and 2 offensive rebounds out of the 4 to him. Reinhardt, 1 for 1 with 1 free throw as well, a rebound and an assist. Parsons, his 1 shot was a miss. Sokolovic hit his 3 tonight and a rebound. And Butler, also perfect from the floor, 2 for 2 with 4 points. May not see much of them later tonight, as the rotation has usually kept Parsons, Sokolovic, and Butler out of the game in the second quarter or second half. However, with them shooting well while on the floor, we might see them pop in, given the situational presence of the team, especially if the Bikers go on a scoring roll. Lawyer, 9 points, 3 for 7, only taken 1 two-pointer, missed it. Redfield, 4 for 9, 8 points, 5 for assists. Silvius, only 2 points with his 1 coming off a slam dunk, reminiscent of his other game where he was 1 for 8 with a slam dunk. This is his only basket at halftime. 5 assists and a block. Derby, 10 points, 5 for 6, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists as well coming out for the Deer. Almost on track for a triple-double. Mishima, 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 steal. Bolton, 2 points and 4 assists. Not much coming out from the starters for Dakota, as only 1 player has crossed the double-digit line here with Derby. Lawyer struggling from beyond the arc, 3 for 7. Like to see that more close to 50%. And for once, it's the Bikers bench that's kept them in it, as Samantha, 3 for 4 from the field, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Allen, 9 points in only 6 minutes, 4 of 5 from the field. The point guard taking over, scoring. Rose, 2 for 2 as well, 4 points, 2 rebounds. Tanner, 3 points, 1 rebound. Hayes, his 1 rebound, and Poitier, his 3 rebounds to his name. As the Bikers, again, looking at their bench right now, Allen scoring just about as much as everyone else in the starting lineup with only 6 minutes to his name. Samantha getting it done in the post when Derby, earning his 3rd foul, forced her to come on the floor early. And look at that stat there, 5 steals to 1 come for the Voodoo. Field goal percentage-wise is fairly even between the 2 of them. However, when that's the case, it's the number of possessions each team has that determines the winner. The Bikers have stayed close with their offensive rebounds, but they keep turning the ball over like this, they will be in serious trouble. As we'll see, Redfield going to take point for the first possession of the 3rd quarter as he gives it to Derby, and Derby back to the Deer for a layup. Some Deer-to-Deer assists there. Kusick over to Sterling now. And Derby just slaps it out of his paws as we're going to see a fast break. Down low to Lawyer on the fast break. No good, but Derby tried to put it back up and in, but Sterling pulled it down. Derby with the unusual steal there is Sterling got a little lazy with his dribbling and watched it get smacked out of his paws. Over to Feckel for the 2. Rattles around but does fall in. Lawyer going to bring it up for the court for the Voodoos. He gives it over to Silvius, who pump fakes. Doesn't get anyone to bite, though. Calls for a screen from Derby, but goes the other way rather than utilizing the screen as he passes down low to Mishima. That's another flagrant foul. Sorry, I'm incorrect. A flagrant 2 would be an ejection. He does remain in the game with his second flagrant 1. Actually, no, wait. He will be benched here, though, for Reinhardt. Second flagrant 1 coming out from Evans here. Good on the second. Bikers down by 6. They will keep possession. Passing the Lawyer down the Mishima. Mishima going to dunk it in himself. Getting around Reinhardt there. And we're going to see Sterling answer back with a slam dunk of his own. Silvia's going to bring up the court for Dakota. They had a little bit of momentum going there off the slam dunk, but Sterling quickly extinguished any of that momentum as Derby now in the post go try and answer back. No good as Reinhardt gets the ball off the rebound. Down to Kusic. Kusic over to Kim. Kim passing to Sterling behind his back. Fancy passing coming out for Kim as Lawyer will be called on the foul. Sterling gets the bucket and the contact. His and 1 is good with 3-point play. Gonna quick pass out to Mishima, gonna lay it up and in, dunking it down actually there. Mishima stepping up tonight, 4 for 8 now. Sterling though, 17 points to his name. Kusic gonna take point here. Sterling has been catching on fire here early as Kim off the screen from Sterling for 3 is good. Dakota down by 10. Once again, they were in this situation in the first quarter and were able to claw it back. But will they be able to do it here? Tried to go for an alley-oop to Derby, but Redfield, but Redfield was unable to get up there with the defense around him. Kim going to bring the ball up the court. Keep an eye out for him handing it over to Sterling at some point. As he drives into the paint but steps back for the long 2 is good from the top of the key. Kim starting to feel it now. And yes, the Bikers will call a timeout here as the Voodoo have started to pull away quite rapidly. Up 81-69. It's not even that the Bikers have been struggling to score, it's that the Voodoo have suddenly become unable to miss as their field goal percentage is shot up to 58.8% here tonight. Of course, they can go back the other way in an instant, so Bikers hoping to cool them off a little here with a timeout and also drop a play to get them a basket of their own. They would rather not let a double-digit lead continue, especially after being blown out in Game 3, as they're going to see an inbound to Lawyer. Over to Silvius. Quick down low to Rose, who gets fouled on the shot, is good. So he'll go to the line for an and 1. Could get it back to 9 points here. Rose no good on the free throw though. Will keep the lead at double digits as Kim going to start off the play for the Voodoo as he hands it over to Kusic off a nice bounce pass. Calling for the screen. Kusic now matched against Derby as he drives to the paint and Redfield unable to put a quick enough switch over him as Lawyer now for the full court pass down to Silvius low in the post. Answering back really quickly. That's the second time Dakota has gone full court pass. Perhaps the Voodoo need to move faster on defense back as we'll see the ball tipped out of bounds. We'll see Poultier come in. And Redfield will sit down even though he just tipped the ball out of bounds. Voodoo will retain possession with 16 seconds on the shot clock. An inbound pass to Kim, who will take the three. Long range, no good. Derby pulling it down. Silvius over to Lawyer. Back to Silvius for three. It's no good. Only 2 for 6 tonight. 7 assists, barely justifying his performance so far. It's Kim getting double teamed a little bit there. Sterling going to back down, giving it over to Reinhardt and slamming it down hard and Rose. The contact unnecessary as he was not able to stop the shot at all as he got stuck, trapped, double teaming Kim. Left his mark wide open for a quick drive to the basket. Poitier already being subbed out for Hayes, barely making much of an appearance. And the and one is good. Voodoo up by 13, 86 points so far. And 8 minutes still to go in this third quarter here. Over to Rose. Handing it off to Lawyer, but goes right back to Silvius as Derby's going to get the ball with only 5 seconds left. Had to drive into the post a little bit, but he makes the long two work, stepping into his shot. That's his 12th point tonight. Screen pass to Kim. Steps back towards the basket, but Sterling gets the offensive rebound and the foul from Hayes this time. Sterling constantly finding his way to the charity stripe off the miss from Kim. And Kim feeling free to throw up any kind of shot with Sterling down low in the post. Now we're going to see a really interesting rotation as Silvius will take point and Fulton at shooting guard. Perhaps not trusting Silvius to take the shot as much right now with his struggles. Lawyer will slide on over to small forward as Silvius. Long three-step back jumper. No good, and it will go over the backboard, so it will be an Voodoo possession now. 30-footer was just short. The Voodoo quick pass to Vilcasitis on the perimeter is no good. This is a bad matchup for Fulton, though, as he will match up against Vilca as Lawyer on the fast break. Rooney passing down to the Meerkat as he drove towards the basket. Able to lay it up and in without a single dribble. Kim. Over to Vilca. Kim's looking for a screen, double screen, right sideline, but Vilca again going for the three over Silvius this time is good. Vilca letting the play develop but decides to take the shot himself, and you can't blame him if he's making them almost every single time like that. As you see, the Voodoo 5 more three-pointers than the Bikers as Silvius trying to answer back with one of his own, finally able to make one count from beyond the arc. That's his first three-pointer tonight, and we're almost 30 minutes into this game. Down low to Sterling, matching him against Derby. Derby with his 3rd foul, now 4th. Again, Sterling to the line for 2. He's been automatic from the charity stripe tonight. Go in the second as well. Bikers down by 14 here as the Voodoo have built a comfortable lead. And the Bikers will call timeout using their 4th timeout here. Possibly trying to get anything going. Their opportunity to steal it away on the road has slipped far out of their grasp right now. Sylvius cross-court pass to Lawyer, who's going to step back to the corner for three. No good, but Derby, offensive rebound putback is no good. Over to Sterling on the drive and slams it down hard. Feckle, nice assist there. And Sterling trying to pump up the crowd, and you can't blame him. He has dominated the Deer tonight. 24 points and 9 rebounds. And Sylvius loses the ball, almost stolen there by Vilkasaitis. Over to Rose, who's matched up against Sterling. Back over to Fulton now. Lawyer over to Rose. Rose, top of the key, having to take the shot despite the tough defense from Sterling. No good on the shot. Kim over to Feckle. Feckle happy to let the shot clock wind down as Kim comes off the screen for three. No good off the front iron, and Sterling really fighting for the offensive rebound there, as we're going to see Sylvius bringing up for Dakota and passing over to Rose. Over to Lawyer now. Lawyer trying to drive to the paint. Decides to take a step-up jumper from 15 feet out. Is good. Lawyer, 13 points tonight, but 5 for 12 from the field. A little below 50% field goal. As the Voodoo looked across the 100 mark before the fourth quarter, is Kim is good on the 19-footer. Pulling them within one basket with 4 minutes to go. Almost a certainty at this point that the Voodoo will hit 100 here tonight before the fourth quarter. Derby forcing his way down low against Sterling. This time finally initiating contact from the Polecat as he'll go to the line for two. First foul from Sterling here tonight. Go in the first, and we'll see a little bit of a substitution coming. Samantha for Rose. Going with a little bit more height here are the Bikers. Actually, no, Rose is slipping over to small forward, and Lawyer's out, so still going with the tall lineup. And go in the second as well. 14-point deficit still for the Bikers, but the Voodoo with the ball. And Vilka taking point now will match up against Rooney. The best size advantage he can hope for here, as Sterling forces the 5th foul from Derby, and Derby has to sit down now. With 16 minutes still left to play in this game, they need him on the floor. A little surprised they're going to call contact there. It did not look like that much of a physical contact from Derby, but considering the refs have given Lee Evans 2 flagrants, I can't say they're being conservative with their calls, and the Bikers taking a huge risk here as they're going to leave Derby in with 5 fouls. Shocking that they won't sub him out here, but apparently they are going for the win, and to go for the win, they need Derby on the floor. And with that, the Voodoo have hit the triple-digit mark here with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Keep an eye on Derby as he's likely to get pressured hard from the Voodoo. Derby actually finds a bit of a positional advantage as he steps back for the long two. Is no good. Noonan going to bring it up for the Voodoo. As he takes for the early shot from three-point land is no good. Sterling, 26 points, 7 for 11, and 10 rebounds, a dub-dub for him. Samantha can get the screen for Sylvius. Sylvius, long-range three, almost like he got blocked there, but still able to make the shot despite the excellent defense. It's his second three-pointer. That's just now his 10th point after struggling in the first half. Only 2 points for him as Sterling feeling it. Going to go for a heat check fadeaway shot. Almost gets it to fall, too. Rooney on the left sideline. Giving it up to Rose now. Rose up to Sylvius, who's at the top of the arc. Matching up against Newton right now. And Derby going to give him the screen. Derby going to get the ball back to Rose. Rose wishing he could shoot a three to save his life because he was wide open as Derby forced to take a fadeaway shot from beyond the free throw line is no good. Derby's field goal percentage has plummeted here in the second half as Sterling's defense has really put a damper on his scoring ability. As Vilka for three, wide open. Can't get it to fall, though. The left sideline no good. Had he had a backboard, he might have had a chance. And we're going to see a quick pass down low, trying to get to Derby, but Fulton turning it over. As Feckle now, she wants to join the club as she slams it down. Gets the crowd off their feet with a nice little slam dunk there, as that's her 8th point. Sylvia's calling for another screen. Steps back, pump fakes for a three, but gives it to Samantha in the post. She fades away. It is good. However, the Voodoo, 13 points here. That's the cushion they've built with this quarter. And actually, Rooney strips the ball from Vilka, and he gets the hold of it. Vilka, unsure where the ball had gone, lost track of it, and Fulton just dove in, and Rose now, off the turnover, is able to make the bucket count. 91 points for the Bikers now. 1 minute 30 seconds to go. If they can pull it back within single digits here before the third quarter comes to a close, they might well show enough life to still continue in this game and go for the win, but Vilka missed it the first time, but the second time he won't. If you leave him that open, that's his 17th point. He is 3 for 5. Coming off the bench, has dominated tonight. Rose giving her to Sylvia. Sylvia taking the two rather than stepping back. Travels around the rim, but does fall in. And Kim having the better night compared to the two of them. Sterling going to fade away. Still on fire from the post. Even fading away like that, that's his 28th point. Could see him give a 30-point night tonight as Sylvia's handed the ball. Calls for the screen from Samantha. Calls for the second screen again, and Sterling is more than happy to switch off against the Weasel. But now, step back jumper. Sterling trying to get the paw up in the air to block it, but Sylvia's second half is a completely different tale than the first as he makes his third three of the night. Down the Vilka on the drive, and Samantha comes flying in with the block and manages to grab a hold of it before it goes out of bounds. Rose giving it up to Fulton. Sylvia's wide open on the right sideline, but they don't go to him there. Instead, they're going to let the shot clock wind down. Probably give the last shot to either Sylvia's or Fulton. And it will be Sylvia's for two. No good, but Samantha gets it back, goes up for the shot, but blocked. And I think it wouldn't have mattered anyways. It looked like the game clock had struck 0 before she had even let go of it to begin with. With that, the Bikers find themselves down by 11. The Voodoo at home may be able to push this to Game 7 here if they can hold on to this 11-point lead. 12 minutes to go before this game comes to a close. And Derby having to be careful as Sterling going to pass it up to Kusick. Kusick for three is good. 110 now for the Voodoo. Lawyer back on the floor. Bit of a rest for him, having stayed in most of the first quarter. Redfield double team there as Sterling has come over to help, but Lawyer now with the ball, matching up against Kusick, draws the foul. Gonna go to the line for two. The Bikers need any and all points at this point, whether they get done from the free throw line or from the field. They cannot afford empty possessions right now as they find themselves down by 13, possibly a chance to whittle it down to 12. All the while, Sterling enjoying his abuse of the deer with 5 fouls. Derby cannot afford to be aggressive on defense, which just allows Sterling to take easier shots. And Lawyer is good as well on his second free throw. Voodoo free throw percentage is astronomical, above 94%. And Kim over to Newton. Reinhardt passing to Newton, who goes for the shot over Redfield. Is no good as Derby's going to get the rebound. Passing over to Redfield. Sylvia's now in isolation on the right side. passing it to Redfield off the screen. Going to turn around for the jumper. Rattles off the rim once, but does fall in. Bikers find themselves down by 10 here. 100 to 110. High-scoring game for both teams so far. If they keep this pace up, we might see them cross 120 together. As Kim gets the screen from Reinhardt, and Silvius unable to block the three as Kim does not want to let him get any separation. 10th point in this half for him. As Derby going to step into his shot, a little long range, but Sterling was more focused on helping out the defense than stopping Derby from taking a 15-footer there. And field goal percentage high for both teams as Sterling over top of Derby, and Derby able to put enough pressure on him without risking the foul. 7 for 12 with 11 points as Silvia's going to go for the shot and blocked by Kim, but Mishima gets the offensive rebound. The putback is no good, but the foul will give him 2 chances from the line. Second foul for Sterling there. Good on the first. If he makes a second, this will be the first time Dakota has been within single digits in a long time. Of course, Feckle will come back on the floor as Evans was ejected with his second flagrant foul. Reinhardt has had to step in for him. Kusick. Calling for the screen from Feckle. And Kusick for 3 is no good. Redfield gets the rebound and passes up to Lawyer in transition. Going to drive to the paint. Giving on to Mishima. No good again. However, Kim this time with the foul. Again, Dakota cannot afford any empty possessions. So free throws they'll take, even though they only get 1 point from it. They find themselves within 8. Another stop here, and they can find themselves back within striking distance. It's Kusick with the ball. The rookie going to take point here as he calls for the double screen. Does get open. Mishima double teaming him. Means someone's open somewhere. Is Kim going to go for the shot? No good. And Reinhardt gets the ball back, and Derby has fouled out with 9 minutes to go. May have been better just to let him take the shot there. Good on the first. Good on the second as well. Dakota now has to go in without their big star in the post. Is Redfield going to come off the screen? No good. Now both teams down a player. However, Dakota does not have anyone near Derby's ability to replace him, unlike the Voodoo's ability to replace Reinhardt. As we see a pump fake from Sterling, and he is going to slam it down as Samantha bit hard on that pump fake, showing exactly why Derby is going to be missed. The veteran Deer, much less likely to fall for such a pump fake there. And Lawyer stepping back for a long 2 is good. Keeps it within 10 at least here. Down low to Reinhardt, and Feckle now for beyond the arc decides not to take it though, despite Redfield had committed to steal there. A double team on Kim. Sterling now, maybe they need to double team him, but Feckle finds an open shot from 3. A tip is no good. Reinhardt unable to get the second chance point as Lawyer going to step inside the arc for 2 is good. Could have taken a 3-pointer there if he had wanted, but stepped a little closer to increase his chance of making it. Dakota unwilling to let the Voodoo pull away here despite losing Derby. Kusick steps away for a long 2 is no good. Robbed by the rim as it traveled around and out. And Silvius now loses the ball but gets it back and actually gets by his defender because of that and passes up to Sam in the post as Casper's going to get the foul. Go on the first, and Dakota is staying with the mantra of every possession comes away with a point at least. And Sterling at 30 here. 13 rebounds. Kusic. Screen, and the three is good. BLV manages to keep their cushion going here with 7 minutes to go, though. All it takes is one scoring drought from the Voodoo to find themselves possibly behind in this game. This is where the pressure is going to mount as Lawyer no good on his three. Down low to Kusic. Kusic gets the ball up, no foul, gets his rebound, falls away, and actually Samantha will get the foul call on her from behind as he goes to the line for an and one opportunity here. It is good, of course, as he keeps it going. Rosen now. And Redfield pump fakes, avoids the defender. Feckel would have been able to block him, but he faked her out and is able to give the clean, open look. And Kim now over to Kusic. Kusic for a long two, no good. Again, robbed. And Silvius down to Mishima. No good on the shot, but Sterling's now third foul. Again, to the line for two. If the Bikers had put this much pressure on Sterling in the first half, we might have seen him in foul trouble, but now finds himself only with his third with only 6 minutes to go. Unlikely to see him even get close to that fifth foul, unless silly mistakes come out from him. Casper looking to get something going. He's going to pass over to Kim. Kim for two. No good off the back iron. Silvius in the transition. Going to match up against Kim. Over to Lawyer. They find themselves within 9. Lawyer pump fakes it, but decides to pass it over to Redfield, who calls for the screen. Watch an eye for Mishima as it's tipped Ack, but Lawyer gets the ball as someone went diving for it. Back over to Lawyer. Kusic left his man open, trying to go for the diving ball. And in the end, Lawyer gets the three. That's his first three of this half. And it can't come at a more important time as they find themselves back within 6 here. A stop here. And they're double teaming Kusic for a little bit there as he steps in for the two. Is no good. And actually, we'll get Reinhardt with the loose ball foul. That's his third. Dakota. A three here would put them back within one possession of tying the Voodoo. Keep an eye on Silvius. He's going around the bottom of the post. He's going to get open. No, Kim follows him the whole way, unwilling to let him get an inch. Back to Silvius. Silvius calling for the screen. Down low to Mishima. Mishima laying it up and in. A 14-6 run here for the Bikers. Down low to Kim, who's driving in. Fouled hard by Mishima. Go the line for two. To go in the first. We might very well see the Voodoo win it through their free throws here tonight as they make another one. This has been an insane showing from the free throw line for them. I think they've missed a total of 2 tonight. And that's even being generous. They may have only missed 1 here. Still down by 6. Silvius off the screen. 4-2 is good. Not willing to let it up here. Silvius coming alive in the second half. 15 points so far for him. The Vikers are not done with this yet, and they are refusing to let the Voodoo have this win without a fight. Back to Kim now. Switching back is Silvius. Going for 3 is Kim. It does get the roll off the front iron. Utilizing that switch there is a Lawyer called for Silvius to take back over defense. Enough of a gap to get the 3 off as Redfield down to Tanner. Tanner going to slam it down hard. Off the assist from Redfield. The post getting it done without Derby tonight. Having to step up as Kim almost had a look for 3 there, but couldn't get the pass set up quick enough. Down to Sterling, who's open. Tanner left him a little too open there, but Sterling misses the shot. That is the edge of his normal range. And Redfield feeling it now. Is going to drive back to Tanner. Tanner, back-to-back slam dunk from the rookie. The Horse pulls it back with a single possession here. BLV 125 and 128 in the Bikers 125. The Voodoo now behind in terms of field goal percentage. As Kusic steps back, but Feckel left open for three. Feckel no good, and Mishima able to pull down the rock between Reinhardt and Sterling. See if they're going to slow it down now. They're not, but Mishima's going to put it up. No good. Gets his own offensive rebound. Blocked from behind. Sterling saving it there. Almost scored off the block itself as he hit it towards the goal and off the rim. That may be the game changer there. Sterling now going to answer back with a slam dunk of his own. Finally showing up after slowing down a bit as the fatigue is starting to set in, but 130 now, the Voodoo. Looking to stop the Bikers. It's so close as Redfield going to get fouled by Feckel here. Every free throw needs to be made. Good on the first and the second as well. And Tanner going to get subbed out for Samantha. The Bikers shuffling in their post players to keep them fresh. Might be what they need to match up against Sterling right now, as he has been on the floor for a while. As Kim for long two makes it. Like I said, the crowd having to stay in this, cheering for the team as they've watched the Bikers stay within striking distance this whole game. And right now they're looking for any signs of weakness. As Sylvius for two from the same spot as Kim, no good. Ball is tipped by Redfield, but the Voodoo get possession. Over to Reinhardt. Could have possibly driven to the paint, but decides not to. It's Feckel now. Over to Kusic. Kusic. Tip pass. Redfield on the drive. 2-on-1 fast break. Going to give it to Mishima. Mishima puts it up and in. Another assist coming out from Redfield tonight. The Bikers aren't done yet. The Voodoo need to answer with a basket here, but it has to be a smart one. They can take it early in the shot clock. It doesn't matter, but it needs to be a good shot as Kim off the screen. No good, but Sterling, offensive rebound. The putback is good. No contact called, but enough of an effort to get on the second chance bucket. Sterling now 34 points. Over to Sylvius for two. This time it's good, but they aren't making up any ground here, matching the Voodoo for two each time. They need a stop and a bucket to pull them back even closer. And with less than a minute to go, both teams have found themselves above 131. And Kim, with the three, might be the final nail in the coffin here. That's his 20th point in this half, making him also cross the 30-point mark along with Sterling. The Bikers looking for a three here. They need to answer back with one of their own quickly, but they're going to pass it down to Lawyer, who loses the ball. The Bikers may need to foul here. Down by 2 threes. Over to Sterling. Sterling going to get fouled on his way up. He'll go to the line for two, and since he's been so automatic from there, you might as well just count it as a 139-point game for the Voodoo. Watch out, the scoreboard might break at this rate as the Voodoo find themselves up by 8. With 40 seconds to go, that might be it. The Bikers would need a miracle here tonight just to push it to overtime, let alone win the game. And call for a screen, giving it to Redfield. Redfield, very quick shot, is good. They need to steal the ball here and get a quick three. However, they're going to have to inbound, and they haven't fouled yet, the Bikers. Look like they're going to try and force a turnover. They're going to double team Kim, try and force a turnover there, but they're falling away. And now a late foul from Redfield. A bit of a waste considering they let so much time run off the shot clock. They were trying to go for a steal, though. It's now 140 points as Feckel makes her 2 free throws. The Bikers are going to call timeout again, their last one. 25 seconds left, down by 8 still. They need a 3 just to pull it back within 5. And even then, they need a steal, another 3, and then perhaps foul on the inbound, and then quick play as they're going to pass to Sylvius for 2, but passes back to Lawyer for a long 2, not a 3, but doesn't count anyways. And I would be shocked if the Bikers foul here, as they probably realize they've lost it. A lot of passing around. Probably just going to let Kim run out the shot clock, and he will. 141 to 133 will be the final score tonight. 274 points scored between the two teams. A heck of a showing on offense from both of them, but the Bikers will fail to steal one on the road as we go over to the player of the game. I have a feeling I know who it is based off his career performance in the playoffs with 36 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists. No shocker there for it to be Sterling. As we head on over to the game stats for the box scores, Sterling, again, 2 steals, 2 blocks on top of his 36-point performance, 14 of which coming from the free throw line, but the rest coming from the field. Beckel, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Kim, 30 points, 6 for 11 from three-point land, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and a rebound. Kusick, also a nice performance tonight with 21 points, 4 for 7 from beyond the arc, 9 assists. Leading the team in assists tonight, especially with Sterling doing so well. Reinhardt, 8 for 8, having to come in with Lee ejected after a second personal flagrant. Vilka, 17 points, coming off the bench strong. Newton, 2 points. Then Evans, of course, 16 minutes on the court before he was ejected with 2 flagrant ones on Mishima. 2 steals, though, to his name. Mosley, 4 points, 4 rebounds, perfect from the floor. Parsons didn't see any playing time after his minute. Sokolovic did get 3 points and 4 points for Butler. So we switch on over to the Bikers. Lawyer, 22 points, 8 for 17, 4 for 10. Sylvia stepped up in the second half, 8 for 16, 3 for 7, 19 points, and 13 assists, a dub-dub for him. Redfield, 18 points, 9 assists, almost a dub-dub. Mishima, 21 and 9 rebounds, 9 for 12 from the free throw line, 6 for 12 from the field, close to a double-double as well. Derby fouling out with 29 minutes on the floor, 16 points, 11 rebounds, was really missed. May have been the difference maker had he not fouled out. Samantha, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. Fulton, 2 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists, 1 steal. Rose, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Tanner, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 slam dunks coming from Tanner. And Allen didn't see much playing time. 4 for 5, though, with 9 points. And Poitier and Hayes not seeing any extra playing time later in the game. And looking at the two teams, just look at that level of offense. 53 field goal percentage for the Voodoo, 56 for the Bikers. The Voodoo shooting 48% from three-point land. And I was incorrect when I said they missed 2 free throws. They missed 1. They shot 97% from the free throw line. They were basically automatic with 14 of those coming from Sterling. The Bikers, a much more average 20 for 26 at 77%. Points in the paint were fairly even. Second chance points did go in the favor of the Bikers. Bench points for once was even between the two teams. The assist in favor of Dakota, a lot more passing coming out from them. Offensive rebounds again with the second chance points leading towards Dakota. More steals for the Voodoo and one more block. Team fouls, obviously, 16 compared to 18. And then the biggest shocker again, the Voodoo never giving up the lead. However, they had a lead of 16 at one point, but they let it slip multiple times down to a single possession. That close the Bikers came from stealing it. They could have won the game with only attaining the lead once. They definitely tied each other up multiple times in the first quarter, but never were able to hold on to gain a lead over the Voodoo. That's the second time now the Voodoo have managed to prevent the Bikers from ever taking the lead in the game. And with that, Game 6 comes to a close. The Bikers traveling back home now for Game 7. This has been a series of home stands. Can the Bikers at home hold on, or will the Voodoo take this momentum going forward and close it out with a Game 7 on the road? You'll have to tune in and see how that turns out. I've been Ryan Eastman. Thank you for tuning in, and please, please tell your friends, tune in for Game 7. I'm sure it will be epic if these past 2 games have said anything about this series. Thank you, and good night.